Hello students, welcome to BioSmart Academy. In today's lecture, we are going to start a new module. And this module will be the most important module. Just listen. This will be the most important module from CSI, NET, GATE, any examination point of view. This module is the most important module. Okay, and the previous module, that is module number 4, that I have already started on immunology, I completed 90% of the immunology module, and some 3 to 4 topics are remain there. I will complete all that 3 to 4 topics in few days later. Okay, but this is the most important module. Today we are going to start this important module. So the module is cell biology. Okay, cell biology, the most important module. Please note it down. Cell biology is the most important module for CSI, NET, GATE, DBT, any examination point of view. Okay, so my first request is to all of you is that please follow my videos on this module, as I will explain each and every topics very clearly and very clear and very beautiful explanation I will provide it for each and every topics on cell biology. Okay, because I know that this module is very much important from examination point of view. Many students love cell biology, but many students don't like cell biology. But if you watch my videos, then we will get benefited, definitely get benefited. And I am very happy to tell you that I got very good responses from my video. I got very good responses. Many students reply me, so I am very happy. So students, please be remain with BioSmart Academy. This BioSmart Academy provides you free online lectures for CSI, NET, GATE, DBT and ICMR preparation. So please remain with BioSmart Academy, and please just I request you to share this channel to all those students who actually need this, who does not have such a material for their preparation for all this examination. So please share this channel as much as possible. So now, without wasting our time, we should start cell biology module, and I will start a new module after the completion of this cell biology module. Okay, because according to me this is the most important module. So please remain with BioSmart Academy. You will get clear all the important topics of cell biology. So let's start. So today we are going to discuss about the plasma membrane. Okay, plasma membrane. See, in cell biology, plasma membrane is a basic concept. Okay, but we just want to just share I just share some points about the plasma membrane. Then I will start the major cell biology portion, which is very much important from examination point of view, like CSI, GATE, etc. So let's start plasma membrane. Okay, here you can see the structure of plasma membrane. Okay, here you can see the structure of plasma membrane. This is a head portion, which is basically hydrophilic head, and this is the hydrophobic part. Tail is the hydrophobic part. Okay, so let's start. See, the first of all, we should know that plasma membrane is basically a fluid structure which basically forms the external boundary of the cell. Okay, as you can see in this figure, it basically forms this external boundary. It can form this external boundary of the cell. So basically it forms the external boundary of the cells. So this is a major function of the plasma membrane, that it forms the external boundary of the cell, and it is basically dynamic and fluid in structure. The major function is that it selectively permeable membrane. Okay, means it basically easily permeate many molecules, but in another sense it does not allow many molecules easily, while it allows some molecule or some solutes to cross it easily. Okay, so this is the second most important point. The third important point, that it exhibits selective permeability. Okay, it exhibits selective permeability. What do you mean by selective permeability? Selective permeability means that it allows some solute to cross it more easily. Some solute to cross plasma membrane more easily than others. Okay, that was known as selective permeability. It means there is a selection. There is a selection, that is, it allows some solute that can cross easily. Okay, if we imagine that this is a plasma membrane layer, then it allows some solute easily cross, like this. But on the other hand, it does not allow some solute to cross. So this is the selective permeability. Clear? Now, as you all know, the most accepted model for plasma membrane is fluid mosaic model, and it was proposed by Singer and Nicholson. Okay, next point. The main important point is that its chemical constituents. Okay, its chemical constituents. What are the molecules are present on the plasma membrane? Okay, so let's see, plasma membrane is basically composed of proteins as well as lipid. Okay, and the constituent, that is protein and lipid, both are present, but the ratio may be vary in different animals, in different species. Okay, see, the ratio of protein to lipid varies according to cell type. The ratio can be vary. Okay, the ratio can be vary. For example, if we consider the human RBC. Okay, in human RBC, the 43% of lipids are present, while 49% of protein are present. Okay, while in another example, we can see that in plasma membrane of mouse liver cell, in plasma membrane of mouse liver cell, 54% of lipid is present, while 46% of protein is present. Okay, so the protein and lipids may vary. Okay, according to cell type, the protein and lipids may vary according to cell types. Okay, for example, in human RBC, the lipid is basically 43% and protein is 49%, while in mouse liver cell, the 54% lipid is present, while 46% protein is present. So this is basically the chemical constituents of the plasma membrane. Okay, and this is a basic introduction of the plasma membrane. Okay, main function is that it exhibits selective permeability. What does it mean? It means that it allows some solute to cross easily. Okay, and some solute not to cross easily. Okay, that means selective permeability. Next, and in apart from that protein and lipids, there are some carbohydrates which is also present, but the main point is that the ratio of carbohydrate is only 5 to 10%. Okay, is only 5 to 10% carbohydrate are present, only 5 to 10% carbohydrate are present in plasma membrane. Okay, and carbohydrate which are basically bound to protein are known as glycoprotein. Okay, that is, glyco means carbohydrate part, while protein means basically the protein part, and combination is glycoprotein, that is carbohydrate with protein, while those carbohydrate which are bound to lipid are known as glycolipid. Means glyco means carbohydrate part, while lipid means the lipid part. That why it's known as glycolipid. Okay, so we can say that carbohydrate are also present on the plasma membrane, and it's basically present on the surface. Okay, carbohydrates are present basically on the surface of the plasma membrane. Okay, these are carbohydrate basically present on the surface of the plasma membrane. Okay, and when it bound to protein, then it is known as glycoprotein. When it bound to lipid, then it is known as glycolipid. Clear? Next question. Okay, now basically, if we look at the lipid bilayer, then we can find out that lipid bilayer is basically consist of basically like this. Okay, basically like this. See, this is the head portion. Okay, if we draw it out in a major way, and this is a tail portion. Okay, this is a tail portion. Okay, see, this is the head portion, this is the tail portion, and we know that the head portion is always hydrophilic, always hydrophilic, and the tail portion is always hydrophobic. Okay, hydrophobic, tail portion is always hydrophobic. So this is a basic structure of lipid bilayer. Okay, this is a basic structure of lipid bilayer. Okay, lipid bilayer, the head portion is hydrophilic, hydrophilic, while the tail portion is hydrophobic. Okay, while the tail portion is hydrophobic, and these are arranged like this. Okay, just look at this figure. These are arranged like this. Okay, these are arranged like this. These are the two head portion, and these are the tail portion. These are the tail portion arranged like this. Okay, arranged like this, arranged like this, arranged like this. Okay, arranged like this. These are arranged like this. Okay, these are arranged like this, and these are the tail portion. Okay, these are the tail portion. Okay, these are the tail portion. These are the tail portion. Okay, these are the tail portion. These are the tail portion. Okay, so you can see in this figure that the hydrophilic, that is hydrophilic head group, are basically either in contact with intra or extracellular aqueous phase. Okay, either in contact with intra or extracellular aqueous phase. Okay, these are present either in extracellular aqueous phase or intracellular aqueous phase. But the hydrophobic layer, this is the hydrophobic layer, is basically face each other, okay, basically face each other. So this is the basic structure of lipid bilayer. Clear? So this is the basic structure of lipid bilayer. Okay, this is the basic structure of lipid bilayer. Now we have to read all these things. Okay, so let's start. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell you that basically if we roughly get the idea of plasma membrane, PM, that is plasma membrane. Okay, the major chemical constituent of plasma membrane is what? Major chemical constituents of plasma membrane are either proteins and lipids. Okay, these are the major. Okay, protein and lipid. And the minor is what? Minor is carbohydrate. Okay, carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates. Now plasma membrane is basically composed of protein and lipids and 5 to 10% carbohydrate. Okay, only 5 to 10% carbohydrate. Okay, only 5 to 10% carbohydrate. And in case of protein and lipids, it is basically vary according to cell type. So now we have to read in details about each and every component of the plasma membrane. We have to read in details about each and every component of the plasma membrane. So first we start with lipid. Then we read protein, and then we read out carbohydrates. Okay, so first we should start lipid. Okay, now so lipids. Okay, one more thing I want to discuss you that see, I already told you that these are the plasma membrane structure like this. Okay, like this. Okay, like this. Okay, this is the hydrophilic head that I draw in red, and in yellow I draw basically hydrophobic tail. What? Hydrophobic tail. A tail like structure, that why it is known as tail, and it is basically hydrophobic in nature. Okay, like this, hydrophobic in nature. Okay, hydrophobic in nature. So this is what the structure of plasma membrane, that is hydrophilic head, and that is hydrophobic tail. Hydrophobic tail. So you can say that plasma membrane is basically amphipathic in nature. Okay, plasma membrane is basically amphipathic in nature. What do you mean by amphipathic? Amphipathic are those molecules which contain both hydrophilic head as well as hydrophobic tail. Okay, so plasma membrane is basically amphipathic in nature. Okay, and one more important thing I want to tell you that the primary physical force that organize this lipid bilayer. Okay, the force that is organized this total lipid bilayer. Okay, there is a force which organize this lipid bilayer. Okay, the major force, I want to tell you that the major force, what is that force? That is hydrophobic interaction. Okay, please remember that force is hydrophobic interaction. Okay, okay, I write it down. Okay, that force is hydrophobic interaction. Okay, I think you got clear idea. Okay, the primary force that is present is hydrophobic interaction. Hydrophobic interaction. Interaction. Okay, so question will be asked from this point that what is the primary force that is basically organize this total lipid bilayer? What is the primary force that is basically organize this total lipid bilayer? What is the primary force that is organize this total lipid bilayer? Okay, what is the primary force? So the answer will be hydrophobic interaction. Hydrophobic interaction. Now you have got a clear idea about plasma membrane, about the chemical constituents of plasma membrane, about the lipid bilayer, about the structure of the lipid bilayer, and about the force that was the major or primary force that is present in the lipid bilayer, that is hydrophobic interaction. Okay, now you got clear idea about all these things. Okay, now as we already read that the major chemical are protein and lipids, so we have to give we must have a brief idea about all these chemicals. So let's start first with lipids. Okay, then after lipid we complete protein, and then somewhat we start carbohydrate, that is only 5 to 10% is present. So let's start lipids. See, the major lipid is which is present in the plasma membrane is phospholipid. What? Phospholipid. See, the major lipid which is present in the plasma membrane is basically phospholipids. Phospholipids are basically made up of four components. What? Four components. There are four components. Okay. Name of that four component. First is alcohol. Alcohol may be glycerol or maybe sphingosine, and on the basis of this, which alcohol is present, glycerol or sphingosine? There are two types. One is glycerophospholipid, one is sphingophospholipid. If the alcohol is present glycerol, if the alcohol is present glycerol, then the lipid is glycerophospholipid. Okay, and if this alcohol is present sphingosine, and if the alcohol is present sphingosine, then the lipid is sphingophospholipid. Okay, so basically phospholipid are made up of four components. There are four components. Okay, there are major four components. You should remember these four components. First is alcohol. Alcohol either glycerol or sphingosine. If the alcohol is glycerol, then it is again classified into glycerophospholipid, and if the alcohol is sphingosine, then it is again classified into sphingophospholipid. We look out these two types of phospholipid in details after completion of this slide. See, so first component is alcohol, second is fatty acid. Okay, and remember one point, fatty acid is the one and only part in this four component which is basically hydrophobic in nature, clear? Third component is phosphate. Okay, third component is phosphate, and the last one is alcohol, that is attached to the phosphate. Okay, that is attached to the phosphate. So basically phospholipid are made up of four major component. Okay, four major components. One is alcohol, that is glycerol or sphingosine, one is fatty acid, one is phosphate, and one is alcohol that is attached to the phosphate. So these are the four major components of the phospholipid. Okay, now fatty acid, as I mentioned you earlier, that fatty acid, out of four, the fatty acid which is present on phospholipid is basically hydrophobic in nature, while the remainder of the molecules are hydrophilic. Please remember this point. Fatty acid is hydrophobic in nature, while the remainder of the molecules, that is these molecules, are basically hydrophilic in nature. Okay, so according to type of alcohol, either glycerol or sphingosine, these are two types. One is glycerol phospholipids, one is sphingophospholipids. So let's look out about these two. See, phospholipids that are derived from glycerol are known as glycerophospholipid. Simple. Those that are derived from glycerol alcohol are known as glycerophospholipid, and the glycerophospholipid in turn is made up of four components, that is alcohol is glycerol, fatty acid, phosphate, and alcohol that is attached to this phosphate. Okay, it may be either choline or serine. See, there is also one classification here in case of alcohol, which is attached to the phosphate. Okay, this alcohol may be choline or serine. Okay, if this alcohol is choline, then the component is known as phosphatidylcholine. Then the component is known as phosphatidylcholine. And if the alcohol is serine, then the component is known as phosphatidylserine. So you think that lots of things you have to remember. Okay, and these are the most numerous phospholipids found in the plasma membrane. Okay, that is phosphoglycerides are the most abundant phospholipid that is found in the plasma membrane. Okay, so if you look this phospholipid, okay, I just make your learning easy. Okay, if you look at this phospholipid, okay, look at this phospholipid, it is classified like this. Okay, that is based on alcohol, either glycerophospholipid or either sphingophospholipid. Okay, I don't have that write that phospholipid, you remember that. Okay, and on the basis of the, if the alcohol is glycero, okay, then it is known as glycerophospholipid. And if the alcohol is sphingosine, then it is known as sphingophospholipid. Okay, sphingophospholipid. Okay, now if we again consider glycerophospholipid, it is again two type on the basis of alcohol that is attached to the phosphate. If the alcohol is choline, then phosphatidylcholine. And if the alcohol is serine, then it is known as phosphatidylserine. Phosphatidylserine, okay, phosphatidylserine, and this is phosphatidylcholine. So please remember this thing. Okay, so phosphatidylcholine or phosphatidylserine dependent on the alcohol that is present, either choline or serine, and in this case the alcohol is basically attached to the phosphate, this alcohol. Okay, now next, so I already discussed all these things. These are the numerous phospholipids found in the plasma membrane. Okay, now if you have any doubt, then please ask me on the comment box, I will give your answer. Okay, now second part is sphingophospholipid, that is the alcohol will be sphingosine. Clear? Sphingosine. In sphingophospholipid, the amino group of this sphingosine, okay, the structure of sphingosine, if you see, then there will be a amino group. Okay, there will be a amino group, and that structure of sphingosine is basically linked to fatty acid by amide bond. Okay, these are linked with amide bond. Okay, linked with amide bond. So please remember this one. And sphingomyelin is the most abundant sphingophospholipid. Okay, most abundant sphingophospholipid is sphingomyelin. Clear? So this is all about sphingophospholipid. Next, so we read out all the phospholipids, glycerophospholipids, sphingophospholipid, types of glycerophospholipid based on the alcohol that is attached to phosphate, that is phosphatidylcholine or phosphatidylserine. Okay, now as a whole, now we should know about the four major phospholipids. Okay, what are these four major phospholipids? First is phosphatidylcholine, second is phosphatidylserine. Okay, these two are glycerophospholipids, remember I already taught you. And third is phosphatidylethanolamine, and fourth is sphingomyelin. Okay, so these are the four major phospholipids which are basically present on the plasma membrane. Okay, and you should know the name of all these four phospholipids that are present on the plasma membrane: phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylethanolamine, and sphingomyelin. Okay, and at neutral pH, when the pH is neutral, that is this point, the polar neutral means what? When the pH is 7, at neutral pH, the phosphatidylcholine and phosphatidylethanolamine, okay, means these two, okay, phosphatidylcholine and phosphatidylethanolamine have no net charge, while in neutral pH, phosphatidylinositol and phosphatidylserine have negative charge. Okay, so please remember these points. So students, this is only for today. Okay, I will discuss more and more lectures on cell biology. There are lots of things to discuss on cell biology, and this is the most important module from CSI, NET, GATE or any other examination point of view, DBT, ISMR. So, okay, this is the most important. So please remain with Biosmart Academy. And if you like my video, then please share it to all students who need this. Please share it. So meet you tomorrow with a new video on cell biology. Till then, thank you.